It's about a woman who has to struggle between what she wants and what she has, and knows her place in being grateful, and the struggle between being grateful for what you have and not wanting to lose it, and being brave enough to kind of leave that and to try for something else.
It's about the working classes rising up and saying, no, actually, I don't want to line someone else's pockets, I want to work for myself.
It's all about survival as well, this film, I think.
And it's about loyalty and friendship. You know, you could stay loyal to someone and not pursue your dream at the risk of making yourself unhappy.
Sidney's Emmy's brother, and they grew up together in Ireland, and they moved over to England, and they had to spend years in the workhouse.
Harry is something of a brooding character. He's not the most pleasant of men, probably because he's worked his way through a fairly dark entrepreneurial setting, someone who's acquired quite dark characteristics along the way.
It was the era of the Romantics all over Europe. It was that everything was being invented. The whole history of the world was going to change after that.
It seems to cram a lot into a very short space of time. There's a lot of things happening. It was a love story. It's about power, control.
What I liked about the script is that I think it's unusual for female characters kind of at that time to have such a sort of a strong voice and not to be easily led by anyone.
Just the dynamic between Thomas, Emmy and Sidney is really important. And then Harry's this other domineering force coming in.
What I liked is that he is quite archetypal in his role within the film, but then he has this tenderness for her. That was quite interesting because he didn't know how to handle that.
It's important to go back and you know your history. It's down to the production team who brought this together, and especially Tom, because he really had the belief and the drive we can pull this off, we can do this.
It's all down to the detail, and every single little tiny thing has to be like very researched and very looked into, because the tiniest thing can bring you out of the world. Sort of nosing around their work and their books, and you could see all these images and photographs, and that really helps there. When you know you're in safe hands, then you know that you just have to, you just kind of have to show up and be there.
It was such a relaxing environment to work on. He was not a dictator at all. It was a very organic process. He kind of liked us all to feel relaxed, and he was there just with a little words of encouragement in my ear, which is what you need when you kind of just need to center yourself and stay focused.
There was one particular scene that we shot in a corridor, and I had nothing to say or nothing to do, and I was just sort of standing there, and then it finished and everyone was like, great job, and I was like, I've done nothing. I was just standing there, and somebody lit it beautifully, and somebody dressed it beautifully, and Tom directed it beautifully, and I was like, when you have that team behind you, it's much easier just to be relaxed.
All that Tom has to do is just do a little tweak. That's all it is. That's all he needs to do, because the script is so good, he's cast it so well that all he has to do is a little tweak here, a little, that's all.
The good thing with Thomas is that he went through a process which I very much enjoyed going through pre-filming, just to make absolutely sure that you're just on the same wavelength, and not just generally, but actually reading through the script, having ideas spontaneously come to mind, discussing those ideas in a very open way, not leaving anything out, and then Thomas will reject or accept. But that gives the actor a feeling of involvement and engagement and having a bit of ownership as to what's happening.
He seems so confident with that. It gives him the opportunity on set then to really direct and help the actors. When you can bring that rehearsal feeling onto an actual set, then I think you can really expect to get the best out of your actors, which he was really great at doing.
From the costumes to the wigs to Sands Film Studios in East London, which I just can't believe I never knew of this place. It really is a historic place, and I think it's listed now.
The script is about a theatre, and a lot of it takes place in the costume workhouse of the theatre. And of course Sands is just this most incredible costume workhouse. It just makes your life as an actor that much easier, because you can get into the moment when the moment is all around you.
We were filming in the same room as a genuine costume that had been worn by Damian Lewis, by Carey Mulligan. So we were in quite a prestigious place, and it was inspiring to be in there.
It had that kind of feel of an old music hall, which is a real kind of an authentic feel, which is rare to get.
We were in South London, but it felt like we were going back in time.
Everyone knew they were working on something really special here. It really is like walking onto a professional set, and everything works so seamlessly because of great production crew, pre-production, right up to the final take.